Imagine that there was a huge ball of ice instead of a sun. What would life look like? Would there be life on Earth? I mean, there would be no life on the Earth. If there was no sun and if there was a huge ball of ice, then the Earth would never get any sunlight. It would never get the amount of heat it should get to maintain a good atmosphere, to grow plants and all those things. I mean, without sun, I don't think there would be any life on any of the planet. If there was no sun, then the Earth would never get any solar energy. And without any solar energy, I don't think there would be any life on Earth. I mean, imagine you go to the beach and you realize there is no water there. It's all ice. There has to be some sunlight for it to maintain the water. Otherwise, it's gonna froze into a ice. The biggest challenge, let's just say that somehow people find life on it for a day or two, but the biggest challenge would be there wouldn't be any daylight. Like, it would be all night. Like, just imagine you sleeping and then you wake up and it's still night. Like, there would be no daylight. So that would be one challenge if there was life on Earth without the sun, which is unlikely. So if there was, then that could be the scenario. So even if the first scenario goes towards you, there are so many things that are going to be against you. So with no sun, there is just no life on the Earth. If there was no sun and if there was ice, then the temperature on the Earth would be minus 300 million degrees Celsius. I mean, no human can survive anything above 100 degree. I mean, even in 100 degree, a human would barely survive for a few hours. But anything above 100, human cannot survive. So imagine something having 300 million degrees Celsius, minus 300 degrees Celsius, that would kill people. I mean, people just wouldn't be able to do anything. Without sun, like, none of the planet would even have anything. Like, there would be nothing on the planet. It would be a nightmare. Also, let's not forget, because of the Earth, there's an orbit that all the planet around the sun are moving at their own pace. But imagine if there's no sun, what's gonna happen is basically there won't be any orbit. Even though it'll be a big ball of ice, but there won't be any orbit. So what's gonna happen is all the planets are just gonna fly in the space. Like, it's not gonna be a circle, it's gonna be a straight line, a side line, or it could be anything. It's just gonna go around the space. Imagine if that takes place. Like, without sun, there's no orbit either. So without sun, there's no life on any of the planets. Just thinking this makes us go, wow, this could be a really tough thing. But this is just imagine that this happens. So that should be all for today. We talked about a really interesting topic. Imagine that the sun was a huge ball of ice. We talked about a lot of things. So that should be all for today. And see you guys with another video of Imagine That.